Most people think they're looking for the same thing. They want easier breathing, less congestion, more energy, greater comfort throughout the day. But underneath those goals, two very different approaches often exist: short-term relief and long-term support. And while they may sound similar, they are not the same thing. Because feeling better in the moment and supporting the health of the respiratory system over time are two completely different objectives. Short-term relief focuses on immediate comfort. People usually turn to quick solutions when symptoms become noticeable: chest heaviness, occasional congestion, seasonal irritation, or simply the feeling that breathing requires more effort than usual. Naturally, the goal becomes obvious: find something that helps right now. And there's nothing unusual about that. When discomfort appears, most people want immediate improvement. But immediate comfort doesn't always address the underlying systems involved in respiratory wellness. And that's where the distinction becomes important. Because breathing is not controlled by a single mechanism. Healthy respiration depends on several interconnected processes happening continuously: airway clearance, mucus management, balanced inflammatory responses, healthy circulation, histamine balance, and long-term support for lung tissue itself. These systems operate quietly every second of every day, which means supporting them often requires a different perspective. Think about maintaining a house. Fixing a leaking faucet may solve today's problem, but preserving the structure of the entire home requires ongoing maintenance. Roof inspections, electrical systems, plumbing, ventilation. One approach deals with immediate issues. The other focuses on long-term function. The respiratory system works in much the same way. Short-term relief may improve how someone feels today, but long-term support focuses on maintaining the systems that influence breathing comfort over months and years. And that distinction explains why researchers often study ingredients that support different mechanisms involved in respiratory wellness. Mullein has traditionally been associated with supporting natural mucus clearance and soothing the respiratory tract. Bromelain has been studied for its relationship with balanced inflammatory responses. Maritime pine bark has attracted attention because of its antioxidant properties and support for healthy circulation. Tiger milk mushroom has generated growing interest due to its association with long-term respiratory vitality. Quercetin has been explored for supporting healthy histamine responses during seasonal changes. And stinging nettle has been linked to maintaining clear upper respiratory passages. Notice something interesting. Most of these ingredients are not discussed because they create immediate dramatic sensations. Instead, they are studied because they support processes that influence respiratory health over time. And that's a very different mindset. The real issue isn't choosing between comfort and support. It's understanding that they serve different purposes. Because many people become discouraged when they expect long-term support to feel like immediate relief. And when that dramatic sensation doesn't happen, they assume nothing is working. But the body often doesn't operate through dramatic moments. It operates through gradual processes. Think about physical fitness. You don't build strength after one workout. You build it through repeated support over time. The same principle applies to many systems inside the body. And respiratory health is no exception. Small improvements in airway clearance, balanced inflammation, efficient oxygen flow, healthy circulation. These changes are often subtle. But over time, they contribute to something much larger: resilience, comfort, and the ability to maintain healthy breathing throughout everyday life. The real issue isn't whether one approach is better than the other. It's recognizing that short-term relief and long-term support are solving different problems. One addresses how you feel right now. The other focuses on how your respiratory system functions over time. And understanding that difference creates more realistic expectations. Because long-term wellness rarely arrives through a single dramatic event. It is usually the result of many small processes working together consistently. And sometimes, the most important changes are the ones happening quietly in the background. If you'd like a structured breakdown of the ingredients and mechanisms commonly associated with respiratory wellness, you'll find a practical guide in the description below. And if you enjoy educational videos that focus on understanding health rather than chasing exaggerated promises, consider subscribing. Because better breathing isn't always about finding the fastest solution. Sometimes it's about supporting the system that makes breathing possible in the first place.